I'm Jeff Ward, and the only agenda here is to make you think. I'm here to tell you that collectively, we've hit rock bottom. I know it sounds dramatic in a country that a former president is being indicted practically every other day. It may seem dramatic because every half hour, culturally and politically, feels like we've hit rock bottom, but I'm here to tell you and lump all of us in together collectively, this is rock bottom. Yeah, this is wrong on every single level. Not on some levels. This is wrong on every level. There is no way to spin it. There's no way to talk about it. There's no way to find and nuance how this could be okay. If you think it's okay at any level, well, you just suck. What's most pathetic is that people think, a lot of people, think that it's funny and cool. And if you do, you suck. All right, this is the rock bottom of social media, which says a lot. It's rock bottom in the college football world. That says a lot. And most of all, this is rock bottom in parenting, which also says a lot. Now, I'm sure you're going to have a list of people, you should, it's hard not to call losers. So feel free to add to my list because it can be an extensive list. But here's mine. People who think this is funny, you are losers. College football programs and coaches who are actively recruiting this kid or even implying or talking about or following this kid, and you're interested in him as a player, you are losers and a big part of the problem. Nice setup, right? Okay, well, have you heard of Baby Gronk? And I'm sorry to bring this to you, but we have no choice. I give you Baby Gronk. Baby Gronk is called Baby Gronk. He's not related to the real Gronk. That is a future Hall of Fame tight end that played for the New England Patriots. This is a child who's called Baby Gronk because he's a giant 10-year-old whose dad has turned him into a social media sensation because he is, as a 10-year-old, a football phenom. It's real, it's very real, and it's very pathetic. So where do we go first? All right. Oh, by the way, of course the kid is from Texas. Did you think otherwise? Didn't you know he had to be from Texas? He is from Frisco. That's a suburb of Dallas. One thing we have to accept in this whole story that just makes you feel like you need a shower, one thing we have to accept is that with social media is the good, some good, and a lot of disgusting. The great thing about social media is that it's like a crack pipe for stupid people doing stupid things, and that can be a good thing, believe it or not, because we get to see and hear the stupid people who have outed themselves. So social media does an amazing job of outing stupid. Knowing they're idiots, here's the positive, knowing they're idiots is actually a good thing. The awful side of social media, I think we all get it. I just don't think you're going to get it to the extent of this story. The awful side of social media is that it's also a crack pipe feedback loop for people addicted to fame. Complete narcissists, right? So in their twisted mind, it's a feedback loop that can make them rich, and in some cases it has. This kid's dad is an idiot. I think people will go further than that, but I'll stay right now. I'll stay at idiot. And so are the people that think it's funny, and that includes anyone that's following him that thinks it's cute and funny. I don't want you to throw up just yet, because I think there's oftentimes in the next few minutes you're gonna throw up, and you should if you're a decent human being. So don't throw up yet. There's a lot to this. Here's the train wreck story that cannot. I think we all get it. Your first reaction is going to be, this cannot end well. It can't. It's not set up where it can end well. Here's the story. I'm reading from The Atlantic. There's stories everywhere now about Baby Gronk and his dad and all of his handlers. Jake San Miguel rented a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van and is currently doing what so many other fathers are doing this month. He's driving his son around the country from college town to college town for unofficial visits to participate in youth instructional football camps. He's doing it like no other football parents. His kid is Baby Gronk. For those unaware, Baby Gronk is a social media sensation with more than 315,000 followers. He's a 10-year-old who is supposedly the next big thing in college football recruiting. He's considerably bigger and weighs more than most kids his age and uses his large frame to dominate his competition. If you look through his social media page, you'll see Baby Gronk, by the way, his real name is Madden San Miguel, posing with celebrities and partaking in photo shoots at Power 5 football programs. Oof, yeah, it gets worse. It's natural, The Atlantic reports, if your head is buzzing with 100 questions. Who are these people? How does this Dallas area family have such a prominent online presence? How do they have access to all these influential people? Is Baby Gronk being recruited by these schools? How much is the family profiting off his social media posts? The dad says, I've had a plan for my son since before he was born. The dad's name is Jake. Jake says it's playing out now. Hey, did you hear the part that he's 10? Okay, just remember, he's 10. Baby Gronk's dad goes on to say, a lot of people look at it like, oh, this man is crazy. He doesn't have real expectations for his son, but I do. I say he may not make it, so you might as well have $500,000 or $1 million to start your life out with. He might get a scholarship or free school by playing sports, but sports isn't everything. It goes away. Sometimes it isn't God's plan for you. I tore my ACL. I didn't make it. I was a sad story. Did I tell you he was 10? The kid's 10. Okay. The dad goes on to say, I used to be in the music industry. I already knew how to market and promote and work the internet. I knew what I was doing. I was a high school star like Boobie Miles and Friday Night Lights. But I know how to train kids and make kids good at sports, the dad says. I put the music industry with the athlete, and I saw the NIL was coming, and I saw the climate was changing. I'm pretty good at this internet stuff, says the loving father. All right, let's go to the next level of disgusting, because there are multiple levels of disgusting. There are a lot of people. I remember I told you to get that list of losers and disgusting human beings. So just start your list now. It'll take an entire Big Chief tablet, number 2 pencil, because everybody in this is pretty slimy. Here's another level of disgusting. The dad says, the kid, Baby Gronk, the 10-year-old, he's got one offer from Arizona, a verbal offer. They're saying he can't commit until the 7th grade, but people are going to start offering in the Power 5 when he gets in the 7th grade. It's not that hard to get an offer. Let me put it that way. I go to these Power 5 programs and I see the kids who shouldn't be there. It's more about who you know and who can get you in, says the dad. Hey, did I tell you he's 10? Okay. All right, the dad says, Baby Gronk is making $100,000 a year. Promos, ads, that's a combo of everything. I also help other parents, and I train them too. Everything is for my kids. I'm pretty much putting away everything for my kids so they can have a future. I'm not worried about what kind of shoes I have on or how I look. It's not about me. I'm an IT guy, and I do personal training. I can reach anybody. Donald Trump's son's wife follows my son. It's bigger than people think, and it's only going to get bigger. He just got posted on TMZ today. It's probably one of the bigger things on the internet as an influencer. He could be bigger than Bronny James. That's LeBron James' son. All right. So now you need to fully appreciate the handlers of Baby Gronk as they're training this kid to, at 10, go on and get these scholarships. So first up is the people, in addition to the loving father, who are training the 10-year-old from suburban Dallas. And just follow what these disgusting trainers have to say about a 10-year-old.
The kind of work ethic that you find from him, I've never seen in another 9-year-old ever.
Seeing him move as a 9-year-old, it's really impressive. His change of direction, his footwork, his ability to come out here and work. Not a lot of 9-year-olds would do what he's doing now.
He'll make catches that sometimes high school kids aren't going to make.
For someone to do something every day for years, consistently, they got to have some love for it.
He comes in and he wants to bring everything. He's focused, and what he really wants in life is to be a football player.
I know. Man, Jeff, that's pretty disturbing. Yeah. If you don't think it's disturbing, can I just go ahead and say you suck? Now what you need to hear it gets worse. Now what you need to hear is Dad and baby Gronk. This is his 10-year-old son. They're on a podcast together. And apparently they do this a lot on different shows as the podcasters are trying to ask the 10-year-old kid, baby Gronk, questions. Just follow this one.
Are you him is the real question.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna punch him in.
Punch
Ask
him
that
in.
again, bro. Say, man, what kind of question is that? You see my Instagram? Say that. Ready? Go. All right, go
Hey,
ahead.
baby Gronk, are you him?
What kind of question is that? Look at my Instagram.
Would you take her to prom someday?
Hey, no, say it again, bro. You gotta say, man. I already DM'd her and asked her, and she said yes. All right, come on, man. Say on the mic.
Hey, baby Gronk, would you take Livy Dunn to prom, you think?
I already DM'd her and she said yes.
Damn. Damn. What kind of tuxedo you getting? OG James Bond style or what? Yeah.
No, hey, say it again, bro.
Hey, what kind of
Hey, hold
tuxedo
on.
you
Say,
getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one. Ready?
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one.
What are you going to do, to stay sharp and keep your skills up if you're actually not going to go through with middle school and high school?
Just work out.
No, I'm gonna get massages. I'm gonna get full body massages by some baddies. All right, ready? Go. You want to ask it again, bro?
Yeah.
All right, go.
I saw that you're foregoing middle school and high school football. How are you going to keep preparing yourself to play college football in this whole process?
I'm gonna get body massages by baddies.
Anything you want to say before we dip out, baby Gronk?
I'm the number 1 4th grade football player in the world, and flex, and that's it. Ready? Stand right there.
Say it one more time.
Yeah.
Hey, baby Gronk, before I wrap up, bring the juice. Anything you want to say to bring the Juice Nation today?
I'm the number 1 4th grader in the world.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like a lot of you, I thought it was fake too. I really did. I assumed it was all fake. I assumed it was made up. It's just too disgusting, but it's not. Then you can't help but wonder, wait a second. All right, okay, let's write the dad off as crazy. Let's write off the trainers as crazy. Let's write off everyone around him as crazy. But surely this isn't true. The colleges are actually recruiting this kid. I'd love to tell you no. There's a whole nother conversation that needs to happen about schools that are recruiting a 10-year-old. So now how the slimy colleges are getting involved, and according to Dad and some reports now, the list is fairly long. So here's another story that just came out. Viral Texas 10-year-old baby Gronk gets D1 football offer. Madden San Miguel, that's baby Gronk, otherwise known as viral football personality baby Gronk, has been making unofficial visits to D1 schools and has already taken photos in uniform at Texas Tech, LSU, and Oklahoma State. Last week, Madden, that's baby Gronk, received an offer from the Arizona Wildcats. No, he didn't. He's averaging, just in case you want to know, in case you want to crunch the numbers on this, as if it really matters at 10, but I'll just give it to you because this is what Dad has been compiling in the videos that Dad has been compiling. You ready for this? He's averaging 6 touchdowns a game. He recorded 7,000 yards rushing, 4,500 yards receiving, and 300 touchdowns. 300 touchdowns in his first 2 years of tackle football. His dad says, quote, "I'm trying to make him the most versatile football player to ever exist." Madden trains 5 days a week and eats certain foods to stay in shape. In case you're wondering, Madden is 5 feet tall. He's 115 pounds. Did I tell you again he's 10 years old? Okay. He has, in case you want his stats, he has over 5 million page views across videos from featuring him on YouTube. He also has over 300,000 followers on Instagram. You losers. After getting a deal done with Champ Sports, he was considered to be the youngest football player ever to get an NIL deal, name, image, and likeness. He's brought in over $50,000 and has been seen driving up in a Lamborghini to a football camp. Okay. All right. Well, you should throw up, of course. What are we going to do with this? Okay. What are Madden's chances of a normal life? That's probably come to you at some point. What are his chances of a normal life? If you didn't answer 0, you're crazy. Insert every child star analogy in the worst kind of way into this. The legend of a player, and it's going to come up a lot. I'm not sure how many people are familiar with this, but even the story of Todd Marinovich, you're going to hear this name a lot. It's not even as disgusting as what's happening with this 10-year-old. Yeah, he was raised to be a football prodigy. He ended up at USC. Actually, Todd Marinovich, who played quarterback at USC, ended up getting drafted by the Raiders. You can Google it. And his storyline is, the dad was very similar. I'm going to raise him and train him from the moment he's born to be a football player because he just got it in him. Marinovich ends up getting drafted, and then his life, the storyline is the life spiraled out of control. So the dad is sick, and anyone following this are just trash. The fact that college programs, assuming what is reported is to be true, and it's pretty widely reported now, the fact that college programs are talking to this kid and his dad, you are pathetic and should be called out. The fact that industry itself, that any coach anywhere, any administrator anywhere would even give it, even mention it, even return a phone call, even send a text message is pathetic and disgusting. Somebody in the college sports business needs to take the high road and say it publicly that it's despicable to recruit a 10-year-old. I think it's despicable to recruit a 7th grader. The attitude that people have, not just the dad, not the crazy dad, but the attitude that says, well, once they're in 7th grade, we can recruit them. That's ridiculous and awful. And somebody in the industry should call it out. If you say why, then that's a you problem as well. By the way, recruiting by itself is basically filling your head with how great you're going to be. Filling your head with how great things are going to be. Filling your head with how everyone's going to take care of you, how the path is so gold. That's what recruiting is. And then it's a mad dash on top of that to one-up the next person, the next program, the next coach. So a 17 or 18-year-old can't handle recruiting. A 10 or 12-year-old can? Oh, a 17 or 18-year-old is messed up with the recruiting process. Your head, the time you're a star player, a star enough to get recruited by Division I programs, your head is filled with so many unrealistic things. Most of them are a mess because of it. How about a 10-year-old? Or if they stretch it and say a 7th grader. So it's awful. Any recruiting of any kid that is not, I don't know, where do we draw the line? At least 9th grade, at least? Any recruiting of anybody that young is just sick. Recruiting is a slimy business on a good day. This story is beyond disgusting. So, guess what? Guess what ratio of high school players, high school seniors, high school juniors? Do you realize how incredibly low it is for them to make it in big-time football in a Power 5 conference? I mean, to be an all-conference player, to even be a starter. To then project it down to a 7th grader, the hit ratio is probably less than 2%. We're trying to bet on a 10-year-old? Anyone thinks that they can predict a 10-year-old's athletic future is absolutely nuts. Forget what this is doing to this poor kid and all the people around him. What's being done to this kid is awful. The story is awful. The following him is awful. The popularity is disgusting and awful. The athletic training is awful. So just remember what I said. All the losers, all the awful storylines, all the messy parts of this, the slimy parts of this, tell me I'm wrong. Just tell me I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not sure I want to hear an argument otherwise, but go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. Everybody in this story at every single level is wrong. Wrong in the worst kind of way.